I think I'm about to get a bit controversial in this video. Are you ready? Because I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. My logic and facts are too bootylicious. I don't care about your feelings. What's up, everybody? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good today. Things are going all right. I'm having a good time with this. I'm really enjoying making these videos again, actually. I'm having a really good time just chatting, particularly about Call of Duty. I think that's just my bread and butter. But yeah, man, I'm feeling good. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to drop one in. I think I'm just going to drop it in. Hello there, I'm Begalius. And this is whatever the fuck game I'm running, a suppressed your mum, and I'm going to fire a lot of those at you. Hope you're ready for that. I hope you're ready for some 8-year-old banter. Hey, how's it going? Everything's good. I'm about to get controversial in this video, which is already all over the place. But, man, yes. Do you know what I am? I'm excited. I'm just going to have a sip. Take a sip, Skywalker. I will take a sip. Milk. Yeah, I'm about to get controversial, quote Star Wars, and talk about Modern Warfare 2. There's a washing machine next to me, by the way, just as a preface. So, in case that's very frustrating for you, well, I don't really care because I gotta wash my clothes. Has to be done. I'm an adult now, and I have to adult all the time. That kind of feeds into what I want to talk about in this video. Am I excited for Modern Warfare 2? Well, I'm about to commit what I believe to be potentially 2 hate crimes on the internet. Firstly, I'm excited for an FPS game, which I feel like you're not allowed to say anymore. You're really not allowed to be excited for FPSs anymore. Secondly, the second hate crime is that FPS is Modern Warfare 2. It's a Call of Duty game, and I feel like you're really not allowed to say that nowadays. You are not allowed to be excited about Call of Duty anymore. It is not allowed. It is a internet fallacy to be excited about Call of Duty games, but I am actually genuinely looking forward to these games. Now, look, I understand why people are very standoffish about being excited about FPS games nowadays. We have not exactly been treated well. We had the Holy Trinity lined up last year. We had everything somehow lined up perfectly to have the most tremendous FPS year of all time. We had a Halo, Call of Duty, and a Battlefield game launching in the same year, but not only the same year, but in the same couple of months. Within a couple of months, we had the 3 biggest AAA online FPS games ever, series in the world, launching at the same time, and all 3 were crap in different ways, in different respects. Vanguard was it was okay, but it was soulless. Halo Infinite was great, but it had next to no content. It wasn't supported at all by a team that was run by people who don't want to make a Halo game. And Battlefield 2042 was one of the worst, all things considered, hype considered, series when it was released considered. All things considered, one of the most disappointing games I've ever played in my entire life. 2042 was absolute trash. And the fact that it looked worse than Battlefield 3 will always be a shocker to me. That will always surprise me. So look, I understand why people are standoffish about being hyped about an FPS. That's not even to mention the era that we had in the mid 2010s when there were a lot of FPSs, but a lot of them were not very good. The only place that you could get a half-decent FPS back in the mid-2010s was from something that was owned by Bethesda. But even before Doom 2016, the only decent one, I think, was that Wolfenstein reboot. And I liked Titanfall 1, but I know a lot of people didn't. Other than that, there were a ton of just bad FPS games then. So I do get it. I don't think like a lot of people say online that the FPS is dying. I just don't believe that. I think the most streamed games and the biggest games in the world right now are almost all FPSs. I really don't know how you could say the FPS is dying. Now I can understand why you would say that the era of good FPS is dying, and I get that sentiment if you recontextualize it to say that FPSs just aren't really all that good anymore, I mean, look at Valorant. Let's be honest, Valorant's a huge game, but how the hell did that make it to be one of the biggest games on the planet right now? What is going on with that shit? But yeah, I mean, look, I do understand being dubious, but here's the thing, man. There is a lot going on in the world right now, and I hate to spoil my good mood, but there is a lot going on right now. My country's falling apart. We are on our... You think things are bad in the US? Over here, we've had 4 prime ministers in the space of 1 term. In a 5-year gap, which is how long our terms are, we've had 4 prime ministers who are just continuing this, I don't want to get too political, but just continuing the cycle of losing trust in the country, and they're just handing it over to the next person in their party. It's a complete mess in here. People can't afford to live. They can't afford to pay their bills. I think it's almost accepted in this country now that at some point all that's going to be left are the rich, and they're going to fend for themselves, and then the rich won't be rich anymore, and we might not even survive as a country in the future, based on the way things are going. So when a game has me excited and when I'm happy about it, dude, I'm gonna wave that fucking flag, dude. I'm just gonna get excited about it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy the hype train. And I honestly, say what you want about Call of Duty, but there is nothing more fun than a Call of Duty hype train. There is something about it, man. It is just so exciting. Watching all of the videos about like the attachments that are coming and like the kill streaks and what maps are coming. It's so much fun. It is so much fun hyping a Call of Duty game, and it's very rare that I get to do it. The last time was 3 years ago with Modern Warfare 2019, but prior to that, man, I mean, I was kind of looking forward to World War II. I was looking forward to another boots on the ground Call of Duty game, but not nearly in the way of these Modern Warfare games. And prior to that was honestly Modern Warfare 3. So it's rare that you get to hype up a Call of Duty game, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having a really good time hyping it up. Now, look, does this mean that I love it? I love it unconditionally. That's it. It can't be bad. No, look, there are things. I'm an advocate for being very critical of things, and we should be critical of things, and we should talk about what we don't like about the things, and if something's bad, then we should definitely voice our opinions. We shouldn't just be like, look, it is what it is, and I'm going to enjoy it. Excuse me. I'm drinking Rockstar Punched Tropical Guava. Yeah, like, I understand, you know, we do have to be critical of things, and there are things that I don't like about this game. I mean, they just released 2 badass trailers, 2 really awesome trailers for this game, for the campaign, which I'm so stoked for. But I will say that, you know, one thing that's always very good about the Call of Duty games is that the characters stand out. Look, they're realistic people. They're the people that you'll probably meet in the street. But one of them has mutton chops and a fisherman's hat. You know, another one has a Mohican. One of them is named Soap. And has a Scottish accent. You know, they are characters, but they're sort of larger than life. They do stand out. And one of those has a big mustache, a big Tom Selleck mustache, and this is kind of creepy, but fulfills the 80s daddy role of the big mustachio Tom Selleck character. Now, could you imagine Smokey and the Bandit with a Tom Selleck without a mustache? Dude, get that shit out of my face. Don't want to hear about it, don't want to know about it. He needs that mustachio. And of course, in one of the trailers, we have seen Shepard, Daddy Shepard, 80s Daddy Shepard. Hey, we're going down with the kids to the Grand Canyon. We're going to have a great time and buy some merchandise from the gift store if you want to come, Phil. You know, Daddy 80s Shepard. And he doesn't have a mustache. He looks like a generic plumber in this trailer. He just looks like somebody who would come to fix your pipes. Yeah, but not in a good way, in a way where you genuinely just get your sink fixed. You know, it's just a boring character design, which is weird because I feel like they nailed it with the other characters. Price looks great. He looks a lot more realistic, but that face just looks like a squirrel hiding nuts with a mutton chop on its face. You know, he still looks kind of larger than life, and I love that, and I think that's great. You know, and all of the characters get that sort of treatment, but Shepard, what the hell have they done to Shepard? I think he looks terrible. I think he looks really awful in this trailer. And yes, I think the sprint animation is why did they do that? Why do they keep cocking with the sprint animation? I don't understand it. And I am worried about about leveling, about the prestige system. I'm a little bit worried about it. We still don't know exactly how it's going to work. Someone just leaked that there's going to be prestige tokens, and I'm assuming it's going to be the same that it was with Cold War and with Vanguard, where you get a few prestiges per season, which I don't like as much as the previous system, but it's not as bad as the system for Modern Warfare 2019, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried they're going to do that again. I said that I was hyped for Modern Warfare 2019, and I had full hype until about a week and a half before the game came out where I saw something that worried me. Someone put out a video, and it was absolutely correct, that I watched about a week and a half. I think it was about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that before the game came out, where they detailed 2 things that killed my hype boner just quite a bit. And the first thing was that the game wouldn't feature many 6v6 maps. It was like something like 7 or 8. Now, I like the maps, but that was a real boner killer. That was a real disappointment because I'm a 6v6 player, and and the reason for it was so that they could bolster up their maps for gunfight and ground war. And I like ground war, but it just felt as though that they, were going to leave 6v6 at the wayside this time around. And hey, did you hear that? Yeah, you did. I'm hoping my to boost my levels to catch that fart. Yeah, I mean, it felt as though they were leaving 6v6 at the wayside, and they sort of did. They sort of did with this game. But no, they did do some good DLC maps after that, so they did bolster those maps up. But also, and the biggest thing that killed my hype was when they detailed the ranking system. And I don't know if you remember this, but Modern Warfare 2019, they killed Prestige. They absolutely murdered Prestige, and it was pointless. You got up to a certain level, then you had to complete a bunch of challenges. And I'm one of those people who doesn't like to be told how to play. I don't like it when the game says, in order to progress, you have to use this attachment. You have to play with this weapon. I understand it forcing variety. I don't want variety forced. I want variety when I feel like variety. And yeah, that was what happened. If you wanted to prestige, you had to use this attachment and get 276 kills. You had to use this weapon or this type of weapon in order to prestige. Absolutely killed it. And that's the whole reason I didn't play Modern Warfare past prestiging for the first time very much, because I just had no incentive to. I didn't really care because I didn't enjoy the prestiging, and I didn't enjoy playing the way that the game tells me to. And if they bring that back, then that's gonna kill my hype again. But at the moment, I'm in a sweet spot, and I'm really looking forward to the game. Look, those trailers make the story look great. I will say I do miss the bombastic days of Call of Duty. Right now I'm playing through the Modern Warfare 3 campaign, and it was so over the top, and I do miss that in Call of Duty, and particularly in Modern Warfare. It's a lot more sedate than it used to be when it comes to action, but it does look huge and bright and beautiful and like a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for that campaign. And the multiplayer look, I have a great time playing it, and for all the gripes that I do have with it, I'm sort of coming to peace with the perk system. I actually, you know what, it might spice things up a bit, so go for it. But for all the gripes I do have with it, I am excited for it, and I'm really looking forward to jumping into it, and this feeling of excitement. And I'm probably gonna get some of the what is it, Mountain Dew bottles for double XP or whatever it is they're giving away. I'm probably gonna get all into the cycle of that as well and have a really good time with it, because honestly, this feeling is unmatched in a sense. Obviously there are better feelings, but hyping up a game and getting washed away in that sense of hype, even if you have issues with the game, is always so much fun. It really is, And unfortunately, we're in a real cycle on YouTube of negativity, particularly with Call of Duty, but with everything really. Nothing seems to be able to launch to people being positive about it, unless it's one of those Sony adventure games like God of War or Forbidden. They're great games, by the way. Don't get me wrong; they're fantastic games, but that seems to be the only style of game that we can hype up and call great nowadays. When it comes to something like this, we're just not allowed to. When you have people like Nero Cinema, and to a lesser extent someone like Prestige's Key, stuff like that, just absolutely just look, we know that people want to see negativity, and obviously you have mouths to feed and you have a living to make, but man, can we just be happy for once? The game is great. It really is. It plays tremendously well. And obviously you're annoyed about your mini-map and stuff like that, but can we just enjoy it for a bit, please? I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking at this through rose-tinted glasses. Back in the day, we had our issues with Call of Duty, but we did still enjoy it, and we had a good time with it. And it just feels like there's a dark cloud over the game now. I might even try Warzone this time around, genuinely, because I really like the look of the map. Though I haven't talked about this, and maybe this is for another video. But one thing that always put me off with Warzone was how drab and grey and gross the map always looked. This one looks great. It's all sunny and sandy. It's very nostalgic, actually. So I might jump into that too, and I'll give DMZ a go. But I doubt I'm going to be into it. But that's yes, I am. I am excited for this game. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you are too, wherever you are. I feel like Michael Gambon should have read that in some sort of like Nickelodeon teen or kid Christmas movie. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts on that. I'm gonna go enjoy my day. It's a sunny day, and I hope you do too. So I will see everyone later.